Well, there's a lot going on here in Alameda County and in Oakland, California these days with COVID and with the economy. And in studio today to join us, Steve Tavares, who's a local reporter who does his own blog and does his own website, also writes for the East Bay Express and other publications. And joining me, of course, in studio is co-host Chuck Johnson.
Indeed. What's going on with you, Phil? What's going on with you, Steve?
Indeed, sir.
Well, I say, things have been a little hectic lately.
Nah, this shit been hella hectic.
So let's just dive right in. So, Steve, you've been covering Alameda County and things that are happening, and I know our interim public health official, Dr. Pan, has had some challenges, and specifically with one of the larger employers in Alameda County, which is the automotive manufacturer Tesla. What do you know?
Well, I noticed you said interim because I've been wondering when somebody was going to bring that up. Now, she's done, everybody, to my eyes and the county supervisors, everybody I know in the county and cover, they think she's doing a great job, like top-notch job. But I kept thinking, somebody who wants to, like Elon Musk, wants to just like say, hey, I want to go back to work. I got to get my stock options. I got to get my $730 million stock options. I need to get that. I was wondering when somebody was going to call her the interim, as in a pejorative, like she's not even the real person.
Well, she's absolutely got the bona fides. I mean, the Board of Supervisors passed a resolution basically giving her specifically, but literally by name, that authority. I was just trying to be accurate because I believe she is currently the interim. How long has she been the interim?
I'm not sure. It hasn't been that long, and I frankly can't even remember who the last one was.
David Kearns?
David Kears, Kears.
Alameda County Public Health Official.
She's done a great job, and I call her our Anthony Fauci.
There you go.
She's basically
how many Faucis does she get?
Out of what?
She get 5 Faucis?
I'm going to say yes. Here's my problem with what happened with Tesla, is that we have done so well. I mean, this should be we should have civic pride, and I think we're going to have civic pride, great civic pride in the Bay Area, in East Bay, Alameda County. When this is all said and done, when we have basically limited to a great deal who has COVID and who died from it.
Flatten the curve.
I think we're doing more than flattening the curve. You can argue there's not enough testing.
Well, that's national too, right?
Yeah. Even here, I saw, I think Berkeley saw earlier today has only maybe like 1,500 tests. But I'll be honest with you, I don't understand the whole thing because even without the tests.
Well, hence why we're here.
You getting sick?
We're living in the question. We are here to ask those questions.
Right. But this should be a civic thing, pride. And you have now a billionaire who comes in and is dictating public health to a county who's been very, very successful. And I think it was a very sad day this week and in the last couple days. So that the county said, yes, basically, we're going to work with you. We're afraid because you are such a big producer of taxes and high-paying jobs in this area that we will bend over backwards. But the fact of the matter is, there's a reason why Tesla is in Fremont. Right. One big thing was they didn't have to build a plant. That's a giant plant. You've all seen it on the
Took over the old Numi plant.
Took over it, so it was you're close in proximity to Silicon Valley. You have all these now. He has all these skilled workers. He's really going to leave, but they had county people and city of Fremont officials, the mayors, some council members who just were like, "How can I help you? How can?" They just freaked out.
37 miles from the Port of Oakland, rail-served facility by the Union Pacific in Burlington, Northern Santa Fe. Very well-located facility that was, again, established already as an automotive plant and had been operating for 20 years before this happened.
Right. So in the ideal scenario, before we go to the next subject, what would you think is the meeting ground that Alameda County should meet with Tesla? Because after all, he's just wanting to get back to business.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you can understand that. But at the same time, I mean, as right at this moment, it looks like they were negotiating which apparently they've been negotiating for a while, even before Elon Musk started going on a Twitter rampage on the weekend.
Uh-oh.
So that was already been, they already have been talking about how we can, have the protocols in place, and apparently they'll probably be next Monday, be cranking out your Teslas. But the other problem is when people say we need to get back to work. But when you're talking about Elon Musk and Tesla, they have a well-documented history of not protecting the workers. So you really think, it's doubtful that he's going to adhere to this. When you got to hurry up and get that, I don't think they have carburetors. Do they have carburetors?
No, I hope not.
But you got to get this certain thing. We got to get it fast.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't going to put your mask on if you don't have it on, and you're going to get close and.
Well, we're all armed here.
It's all
we're
gonna
all
go
ready to
off.
go.
Right. We are ready to go.
So the question then again about the rule of law, and then the question is what's an appropriate mitigation, if any, that would allow this, and then what kind of monitoring should we put in place? Because there are a host of businesses that are not in what I'll call tier 2, and to the extent that there may be tier 2B and then tier 3, what does that look like? We're still waiting for instruction. So it's interesting that this kind of conflict's taking place at this level. There are a lot of other industries that are idled and would certainly like to get back to work, but not to put anyone at risk.
Well, now if you want to send your guys to work, you could just follow the Elon Musk thing and just threaten, and you will get away with it. The problem is what happened here.
We don't want. That's a bad example.
And you have a Fremont council member who could be on the board of supervisors. In fact, at this moment, I would say.
And who's that?
His name is council member Vinnie Bacon. He's in the runoff. He won the primary for Scott Haggerty's seat.
Okay.
So he's. Is this how he's going to act on the board of supervisors? He's just going to lay down for big business or powerful people. The fact is, he tells people he's a Bernie Sanders person. Now, you got to ask, would Bernie Sanders in that situation go and tweet to a billionaire and say, hey, whatever you want to do, I will help you. Personally reach out to me and I will see what I can do for you. Would Bernie Sanders ever do that for a billionaire? Never in a million years.
Challenges the bona fides.
Never in a billion years.
So is Gavin gonna get that trillion we need?
Well, Nancy Pelosi can bring it. I think so. There'll be looks like maybe it's a $3 trillion plan, maybe a million. I'm not really sure how that then funnels down. And as you know from the first round,
Trillion.
yeah. I mean, we need it in many of these cities, Oakland for sure.
Yeah.
And I wrote in the Express about Libby Schaff was lamenting that first round of CARES Act money from the federal government. They set the bar at $500,000 is where the money went directly to you. So, she was like, we're about 440,000. I just moved to Oakland, so I try to move it up closer to 500,000, but not enough. So they got, they don't think it's fair, but I don't guess you got to count it, make the line somewhere. But for instance, Sacramento only has just over 500,000, and the problem Libby said was, man, all the extra money they got was about what our budget shortfall in Oakland is, about 80 million, so it could fill that gap. So I think that's going to happen, because this is not a this obviously is countrywide. Everybody's going to be in trouble. I will tell you from looking at covering many of these cities in Alameda County, is that, except for maybe Oakland, none of them are poorly managed.
So, really, before we move on and wrap this up today, locally, some of the news has been some of the contention over and continuing controversy over the police commission and management and control over the police department. And there's been some concern voiced by the mayor, specifically to proposals by council member or council president Kaplan and council member Cole. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I can tell. I will kind of veer into opinion, but because I wasn't always an Oakland person, but I've always been watching it, and so I could give you from the far how it looked. I think part of this problem that's going on with the police commission and the city is that, in times when when just things are out of control, and the police department was clearly out of control for a ridiculously number of years. What are we on the 17 years for under federal?
Under the consent decree?
That's absolutely ridiculous.
When Judge Henderson, so John
It's
Russo.
the biggest joke I've ever heard in politics.
John Russo was the city attorney. Jerry Brown was the mayor at the time when the consent decree, and that was that came out of the writer's case. And so Judge Henderson imposed that condition. And I think the city has been unable to get rid of the monitor. Robert Warshaw, I believe is his name, which has gone on for a long time. And the city's paid a lot of money to the monitor.
Yeah. I mean, it is
Millions,
an excellent
right?
point. Yeah,
Millions?
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah.
It is an excellent point. But the way I feel about it is that you got Oakland was in a spot where they're so desperate to fix this department that I think maybe they may have overstepped the remedy with just giving too much power to a group of unelected people. I know it might not be a popular thing, but I think when it gets so bad, you got people who are going to think the equal, I don't want to say outrageous, but maybe
The cure?
the cure is as far on the other side. I just don't. There's a lot of points on each side. Ann Kirkpatrick, who was fired.
Sure.
She's made some comments.
She's also filed a claim against the city.
allegations, whistleblower allegations.
Right.
From outside looking in, everybody else in this county thinks Oakland politics is just crazy, just out of control,
Straight up.
nuts. And I would say that's the real deal throughout
Keep
the
it
whole
real.
county.
Keep it real.
Is that and it also
Too
there's
progressive.
also
So this is the
No,
birthplace
it's
of the
not
black.
progressive.
No,
It's
but
just
birthplace
crazy.
No, it's just
birthplace of the Black Panthers.
has a level of dysfunction.
like Desmond
That's
Brooks
what-
getting cold cocking Black Panther legend.
There you
and
go.
Everett Jones. It's like
Well,
what is
I
going
will,
on?
I will have to say this though: if anyone watching knows Desley as well as I and Charles do,
Right.
they know if Desley really decided to put a beating on anybody.
No, that's just
that would have been a
Desley's-
different thing.
yeah.
Now I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All I'm
Well,
just saying
yeah.
is I would have said that Desley, if she really wanted to hurt somebody, that would be a different story.
And she definitely got a bad rap.
I-
She
I-
definitely
I
got,
know,
she
I
definitely
think
got a
I
bad
think she
rap,
got a bad
but at
rap.
the end of the day, certain things just shouldn't happen, especially when you are an elected official. So I understand
And
that.
when you're
but
a legend.
yeah, not only a legend,
You're
but
a Black Panther legend.
yeah,
An icon of an era.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But not to your point. That's just one of those examples that definitely Oakland just has a certain piece in the game where right now it's important for us to show a certain order because it is like kind of going on the wacky side, and we got to own that first in order to even try to fix it.
Yeah, and it is important because Oakland is the biggest city. This is where all the seats of the county and state are right here, and so like when you have an issue like homelessness, and you have Lippy Shaft talking about a regional approach, that is something that all the other cities, the Fremont's was the second biggest city, and also does have a big homeless problem. And everybody has a homelessness problem. They're looking to somebody else, and they want to link up. And so when Libby Shaft says, let's all be a regional solution, that's when Oakland can do what Oakland should be doing.
We should be the model
positive.
city. We should be the
Yes.
model city.
The big cheese, and everybody
So
looks
Ron
up to that.
Dellum's theme. The model
Yeah.
city.
Shout out to OG Ron Dell's, rest in peace. But no, he
love that
definitely he definitely set the tempo for us to be a model city. Because so as Oakland goes, sometimes San Francisco goes. So as San Francisco and Oakland goes, the rest of California goes, and it goes so on and so forth. But like I said, man, I look forward to keep talking to you, Steve, because this is to me it's just been a dope start of you being a part of this machine with us. And how do people find you, Steve?
Everywhere.
EastBayCitizen.com.
You go, East Bay Citizens, where I've been writing for 10 years about everything in the county, and that's at ebcitizen.com, and I'm on Twitter at East Bay Citizen, on Twitter a lot, and also on Facebook. There's a page, East Bay Citizen page on there, and
Well,
Libby
Steve,
Mayor.
so I will have to say that you have been one of the few people covering Alameda, San Leandro in detail, and certainly have weighed into issues here in Oakland and, of course, covering Alameda County. So we look forward to having you back and being part of a panel discussion with others digging into the issues of the day.
Yes.
All right?
What's up?
All right, y'all be
I
safe.
love it. Thank you.
Let's keep our social distancing and get our masks going.
Now we got to
All right?
get back.
All right. Okay.